Hi Sam. It's great to see you again. Today, we're diving into the word
Nur.
Hi Alex.
Nur.
What does that mean?
Nur.
means only or just. It's commonly used in various contexts, like when you want to limit something or emphasize a point. For example, if you say,
Ich habe nur einen Apfel.
it means I only have one apple.
That makes sense. Is there anything else it can mean?
Yes. Sometimes it can also mean merely, which is a bit more formal. Just be careful, because
Nur.
can be a false friend for English speakers who might think it relates to noon.
Oh, I see. So it doesn't have anything to do with time.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about some grammar.
Nur.
Is an adverb, so it doesn't change form. You can use it in different sentences to emphasize the limitation or exclusivity of something.
How would I use?
Nur.
In different tenses.
Well, since it's an adverb, it doesn't really have tenses, but you can see how it fits into sentences in different tenses. For example, in the present tense, you might say,
Ich esse nur einen Keks.
which means I am only eating one cookie. In the past tense, you could say,
Ich aß nur einen Keks.
translating to, I only ate one cookie.
And what about the perfect tense?
In the perfect tense, you could say,
Ich habe nur einen Keks gegessen.
which means I have only eaten one cookie. You see how
Nur.
fits right in there.
Yes, that's clear. Where does the word
Nur.
come from?
It comes from Old High German, specifically the word,
Nure.
meaning not yet. Over time, it evolved into its current form and meaning in modern German. It's fascinating how words change over centuries.
That is interesting. I love learning about the history of words.
Me too. Now let's break down the word a bit.
Nur.
Can't really be split since it's a simple adverb. However, it's a good reminder of how language can be constructed from smaller pieces, like Lego blocks.
So it's like a single piece rather than a compound.
Exactly. If we were to look at compound words, we'd notice how they often combine smaller words, but
Nur.
is straightforward.
Are there other words similar to
Nur.
Yes. There are quite a few. For instance, you might come across
Nur.
in phrases like,
Nur so.
meaning just like that. Other similar words include
Außer.
meaning except,
Lediglich.
meaning merely, and
bloß,
which also means just.
Interesting. Can you give me more examples?
Sure. How about
gerade,
meaning just now,
einzig,
meaning only, or
sowieso,
meaning anyway? You can also consider
nichts,
meaning nothing,
niemand,
meaning nobody, and
nirgendwo,
meaning nowhere.
That's a lot. How would I use?
Nur.
In everyday situations.
Great question. Let's say you're at a restaurant. You might say,
ich möchte nur Wasser, bitte.
which means I would like only water, please. Try to repeat that.
Ich möchte nur Wasser, bitte.
Perfect. Another situation could be at work. You might say,
Ich habe nur eine Stunde Zeit.
meaning I only have 1 hour.
Ich habe nur eine Stunde Zeit.
Well done. And if you're traveling, you might say,
Ich habe nur ein Ticket.
meaning I only have 1 ticket.
Ich habe nur ein Ticket.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about memory hints for.
Nur,
Since it's an adverb, there's not much to remember in terms of gender. But you can think of it as a minimalist word just like how it means only.
That's a good way to remember it.
For usage,
nur,
is generally informal and can be used in everyday conversation. Typical collocations include phrases like,
nur für dich.
meaning only for you,
Nur ein bisschen.
meaning just a little, and
Nur so lange.
meaning only as long as.
Are there any words that are commonly confused with?
Nur.
Yes, sometimes people confuse it with,
Nicht.
which means not. They might mix them up when trying to negate something. It's important to remember that
Nur.
is about limitation, while
Nicht.
is about negation.
Got it.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. First question, what does
Nur.
mean?
It means only or just.
Correct. Second question, can you give me a sentence using
Nur.
in the past tense?
I think it would be.
Ich aß nur einen Keks.
Great job. Next, what's the origin of the word?
Nur.
It comes from Old High German, right?
Right again. Fourth question, what's a similar word to
Nur.
Maybe.
Lediglich.
Exactly. And last question, can you use
Nur.
in a sentence while ordering food?
Ich möchte nur einen Kaffee, bitte.
Perfect. You nailed it.
Thanks, Alex. I really enjoyed today's lesson.
I'm glad you did. Remember,
Nur.
is a simple yet powerful word that helps you express limitations. Keep practicing, and you'll use it naturally in conversation.
I will. Thanks for the encouragement.